So
my purpose in life, well, I think if there's a purpose in life, that's for each of us to figure out for ourselves.
okay.
What do you want your purpose to be? I know what I want my purpose to be, and it may change, but my purpose is basically do things that bring me fulfillment, bring fulfillment to others, and the campground rule: try to leave this world a better place than I found it.
Well, so if you think that obviously you don't subscribe to creationism. That's an obvious one.
And to put it in a nutshell, the similarities between the three Abrahamic faiths are so strong that you would actually, if you looked at the similarities, you would be hard-put to find what's different.
I was involved in a gang. I was a gang leader. The same gang killed two of my friends. So it made me think about life, made me think about choices. So that's when I embarked on that journey and began to look into the scriptures. I remember that looking into the scriptures when I looked into the Quran. The Quran, I actually stole it. And I stole it for my friend.
Today we have the Human Library. We've got our books represent various topics: women in law enforcement, women leaders, Palestinian experience, Al-Anon, which is a family of alcoholics, and AA members.
You've been checked out!
And we've got students coming in. We've got a nice flow of students coming in, checking out books, talking to our books, having conversations, learning some new things, hopefully.
Sometimes, some of the simplest calls, it's like, if the people would actually sit down and talk about their problem, we wouldn't be needed in that situation. We're like a mediator at times. Unless there's been physical contact, we tell them, hey, you sit there, let's talk things over, see what the problem is. And, when we take care of the situation, we, reiterate to them and say, you see what can happen if you just sit down and talk? And they're like, oh yeah. I'm like, why do I have to be there and play the middleman, different situations,
Two guys, one older white guy. We have to listen to the warnings, and a tall black guy. They got a chain and they pulled my car out because I was under the pills and I had took a shot of liquor, but for me it was normal. And I know if those guys had thought that I was streaky or drunk, they wouldn't have let me get back in the car. But it was just like, it changes. You think you're fine when you take them drugs, but you're not. So when I went further down the road, I killed two people in a drunk driving wreck. And I went to jail. I didn't want trial or anything. I pled guilty. So this was September 1st of 1996. I stayed in Harris County till December. Then I went to Gatesville to do my time. And I was broke up for my right side, and also I couldn't do things for myself. I couldn't walk because my leg was messed up.
One thing that I have to say is that by learning Islam from the sources, from the books, helped me distinguish between what is Islam and what is culture. When we look at situations that are going on in the world, the ones doing it, they might be Muslims, Muslim countries, but they're going about it in the wrong way. Like the Quran tells you, don't kill innocent people. They go ahead and kill innocent people. In Islam, it is forbidden to destroy places of worship of other religions. ISIS go and destroy places of worship. So they're going against the teachings of the Quran. So somebody that looks at it says, but they're not practicing Islam. It's like when a criminal in Houston kills someone, the media doesn't say a Christian person killed someone, right? They never mention the religion. But when it's a Muslim, they will say a Muslim terrorist. So why associate him with the religion if he is not representing it?
We actually, every year, we go to a conference called the American Democracy Project Democracy Commitment Annual Meetings. And one of our sister schools, Maricopa Community Colleges, one of their schools, I think it was in Glendale, had done something called the Human Library. For the Human Library, the natural partner was the library. So I went and talked to our library director, and the two of us worked together to set up a committee of faculty and staff. We recruited books, and basically we were looking for people that A, had experienced some form of discrimination, or B, had some sort of interesting story. We had people who were alcoholics that could tell their story. We had people that were homeless. We had people that had served time in prison, ex-offenders. Women who grew up in the 50s with all the accompanying discrimination. One lady was told she shouldn't be a scientist because women's brains don't work that way, and instead she should be a teacher.
Are you going to have children? I guess so. That wouldn't be good. We don't waste all of this money educating a woman who's going to have children, have to take time out and take care of children. So you might want to think about that some more.
Well, I didn't know what to expect, and the students were very interested, and they came with a real variety of starting places. There was a question about anti-Semitism, why I felt that anti-Semitism was so rampant. What was interesting, though, was that some students seemed interested in information, and other students really wanted to get personal. And instead of, what does Judaism teach, it was more like, what do you believe? And I guess that's kind of the excitement of young people and their questions, because it's real easy to give them what the book says. But when you delve into your own personal feelings, that can be an interesting challenge.
One of the things that is important for democracy is that people listen to other people and hear their stories, so you can begin to understand why they are the way they are. We don't do that much. So the Human Library was a way to A, do that, but also it was a way to get students to see that things have not always been the way they are. Not from a history book, which can often be dismissed or not read, but from a real live person, which makes it, I think, more personal and more